Hi, my name is Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to be talking to you all about spiritual protections and why you must have them. It's not an option to not have them if you would like to live a normal, happy life. And I'm sweating because I turned all of my fans off and etc. And I've been moving around and I've been burning the incense because I've been coming up with different combinations. And yeah, I've actually slowed down on some of the incense making because I was burning so much that I just be like, when it's time to make a video, I'm like, but I'm not done yet. I'm like, I should open the door. But how can I detect the essence? And like, you guys have seen me burn incense on here before. I'm coming up with different recipes because I might be releasing some to the website, which is really happy and exciting. And that actually goes a part of this video as well because I'm coming up with some incense for defense. You can call it a defense sense or defense sense. Ooh, I might come up with the defense sense. Defense sense, a defense incense that you can burn when your spiritual senses are actually detecting some kind of negative energy in the air. And I will do that every so often. And so with my defense incense, whenever I feel like some kind of negative energy is happening, I will burn my defense incense, which the main ingredient is agrimony. There's ruda as well in there. But whenever someone's talking bad about you, someone's doing wrong with you, there's something kind of off or something that's not good, it sends it back so hard. It's like kind of like it's like firing an arrow. It's like a Legolas. Like the arrow flies so fast it defies the speed of time. And I gotta slow down the incense because I like to have my voice being at 100%. And I do have to tell you guys this. I'm not trying to embarrass whoever sent me the messages because it's more than one person. My eyes have been kind of glassy from burning so much incense after not opening windows or doors because I'm just in love with my incense. And people are like messaging me. They're like, I feel a connection to you, and there's something about your eyes that I can read in your soul, and there's something that I want to just tell you, and there's something about bad times and good times come through bad times, and people are sending some messages like, I could read your soul, and like I'm here to tell you that like things are gonna be getting better soon, and I'm like, I'm not crying, and I'm just, if anything, I'm crying out of tears of joy because I'm very happy about my incense, but I've been burning so much of it, and I keep the doors closed and stuff like that. But guys, I'm fine. I just have watery eyes because I've been burning so much incense, especially on camera. But even with that, that's a spiritual defense you guys can use as well. Burn agrimony and ruda. You can add other things as well, such as like pine nettle that you can get off of like Amazon. But eventually, I'll have a personalized recipe for you guys eventually because I'm still perfecting it. How can I perfect it if I don't use it myself? So the biggest thing is people are putting products out in different incense or just things that they don't ever use or burn themselves, and they expect it to work for people when they've never tried it themselves. I can safely tell you that when you burn agrimony and ruda, which is a very strong spiritual incense for protection, it literally, any atmosphere that someone has sent you that's really dark will fully go back. And it's completely wild because I mean, as my spiritual gifts begin to open more and more, I'm just being able to see enemies in my third eye now. Like, not enemies, I don't have enemies, just people who gossip or people, bad energy. I'll just be able to just see like a picture. I'm like, okay, what's this picture doing here? I'm like, okay, like, why is this picture in my mind's eye? I'm like, oh, this person's who the negative energy is going back to, and I don't have any feelings about it. I'm like, okay. I just hit the send back button, like return to sender, return to sender, return to sender. I'm like, okay. I don't have feelings about, like, when you have any kind of people making you out to be their enemies, that person's making you, they're making you their enemy because they don't have energy, which I made a rhyme about tonight. I'm going to upload that on the TikTok as well, and on the Instagram. But the thing is, guys, it's important to have spiritual defenses because what happens when all this negative energy hits you and you don't have anything up? It hits you. It affects you. You'll get into a really dark mood. You'll wake up one day and you'll feel like you're waking up in a different dimension, which you are because these people can push you back dimensions. This is not talked about. So people who are sending you negative energy freely are literally pushing you back to a timeline that does not best serve you because of the negative energy that waits and shackles you. It's not fair. It's not your energy, so you should not have to deal with it. Like, it's not yours. What don't people like? I'm not gonna send the energy back. I'm gonna transmute it to light, and then I'm gonna take the energy and I'm gonna make it into something that's right. And like, so you're gonna use all your energy trying to dismantle energy. I've talked about this example before. It's basically when someone throws a grenade at you, you pick up the grenade and you kick it back. you can kick the grenade back, or you can pick it up and you can just throw it back. It's like, hey, this isn't mine. I don't claim this grenade. I don't want this grenade. I'm gonna throw it back and not even think about it or forget it. I mean, just completely forget it. Be like, I'm not gonna think about this grenade. Whatever. But you pick up the grenade and you try to transmute that grenade into light, and what don't you get? It's not your energy. You don't have to deal with it unless you have some kind of guilt conscience as to why you have to transmute the energy to light. Okay, don't do that. Unless you feel like you have some kind of guilt conscience and you can use all your energy. And that's that. So when it comes to you guys having dismantled energy that's coming towards you, you don't have to deal with it afterwards. You really don't have to deal with energy afterwards that's not yours. You just send it back. And the results as to not having spiritual protections up, or to spiritually protecting yourselves, is, well, when you don't have protections, then it gets into your family, it gets into your home, it gets into your job, it gets into your love life, it gets into your, most likely it'll get into your financial life, and then it'll start creeping its way up. Like, it affects your etheric body. It weighs on your aura, it weighs on your energy field, and you need to have protections. You need to have some form of spiritual protections. The most powerful protection you guys can ever get is black tourmaline. Black tourmaline has zero tolerance for any kind of dark energy. It doesn't let any low vibrations, low-level entities, low-level energies, low-level anything. Black tourmaline eliminates anything that might be a potential or hazard to hurting you. You pair black tourmaline with onyx, if it's good onyx, if it's onyx that's coming from a good source. Guess what? Now you have that kind of protection against unknown threats. Now you pair that with tiger eye, now you have intuition with... I mean, you're just stacking protection. So the more crystals you have, the better. Put them around the house. Most importantly, put them on you. I would start with putting them on you, then putting them around your house. How wonderful and awesome and amazing and wonderfully awesome and amazingly awesome. Because when you put them around your house, it's you might not be home, and then someone sends a spiritual attack. It finds its way to your house. Maybe someone's at your house and they leave you a spiritual attack on the doorsteps. Depends where you live. If you're in South Florida, it might be common. I've seen it happen. It's easy to send back. It's really, really easy to send back dark or negative energy. You can literally, when people dump all these negative herbs on your doorstep, you can literally just... there's two ways of doing it. You can convince... Well, I'm not going to say convince. You can recruit the herbs to work with you, or you could just destroy it and send all the negative energy back. People like taking the slow route. Oh, I'm going to recruit the energy of the herbs and then dismantle it and benefit it and turn it into light. Or you just be like, okay, send it back. Like, return to sender. No, thank you. Package on the wrong doorsteps. There you go. Send it back. There you go. It's pretty easy. It's important to be spiritually defending yourself. Another spiritual defense that I haven't really talked about in other videos, but it's really, really important because I have so many people commenting the love of Jesus on my YouTube comments, and I actually love that, is crucifixes. So I actually made a TikTok video and a YouTube short video about this as of recently, but for real followers of God, actual followers, not pretend fake followers. Hey, I go to church once a week and I get to be nasty to people 7 days a week. That's not a real follower. Love thy neighbor, okay? Because there's a lot of that, and I'm not going to go into that in this video, but when you're someone who's a good person, and you go out of your way to do good, and you go out of your way to help people, and you go out of your way to save lives, and you go out of just... You're doing the best you possibly can to be the highest version of you, and you represent that you are moving closer to God. You connect yourself to God on a daily basis. Your prayers are authentic, because people have empty prayers. The Bible talks about that. People have empty prayers often. They'll be praying like a robot, but they won't actually be connecting. So it actually works in the fact that you actually have to connect to God. It's not something that you disassociate from. So people who are doing good, because there's people... I've seen demonologists try to, like, they'll be like, oh, love thy neighbor, and they're really out here hurting all their neighbors. Like, you can't do that. So when you're an actual follower of God, put crucifixes around your house. I have a picture of Jesus back there. It helps me feel more connected as well, because focal point, imagery, etc. It's always in my mind's eye, especially when I go to sleep. I'll see him in my mind's eye, especially because it's just there. It's like the energy's in the room. Jesus is very, very, very powerful against the enemy. So for people who are actually close to God, and demonologists, I said on my TikTok and on my reels, not reels. So people who are actually close to God will have that protection, but people who fake the protection and do bad won't have that protection against demons. So actual demons, there's different ways to dismantle them. So Solomonic magics, yes. Crystals, black tourmaline, yes. But most of you guys are not coming across people doing demonology or dabbling in magics that basically backfire against them at the end, because that's what happens to a lot of them. They'll just be doing stuff that they don't really know what they're doing. They'll call upon things that just stay around and never really leave, because that's that. I'll make videos about that in the future. When you work with angels, it's nothing but goodness. And some people are like, oh, it's boring to work with angels. They're not entertaining me. I'm like, if you're calling upon the spirit realm to be entertained, you are going to be the entertainment for them. That's a little secret. So when it comes to that, just do good. Protect yourself. That's really what it takes. Black tourmaline is awesome. It's a return to sender stone when you use it in the sunlight, which is pretty cool because of its piezoelectric and pyroelectric qualities. It's activated. You can put agrimony on your black tourmaline, and any energy sent to the black tourmaline while you wear it viciously goes back. Another crystal for that is Mexican fire agate. If you can get authentic Mexican fire agate, it rips and shreds apart negative energy so bad that it really transforms. Let's just say it really transforms someone. A cool herb that I've been using as of recently, it comes from Nigeria, is Ipo Obo. And this is one of the most powerful devouring witchcraft herbs I've ever come across. It literally devours and consumes the witchcraft, kind of like, oh, I should have had a better example when I come to this video. What's something that can eat something? Comment this in the YouTube comment section, please, guys. What is something that can eat something poisonous and then spit it out as something good? A mushroom. Ooh, there's certain mushroom. Good job, Stone Man. Certain mushrooms can devour plastic that's killing the environment. Literally transform. I think it was foam. Actually, it was plastic too. There's one for plastic and foam. So literally devour it, chew it out, and then turn something that was supposed to kill it, and just obliterate it, and then turn it into something that's benefiting the environment. Same thing with that herb, Ipo Obo. Imagine using Ipo Obo next to your tourmaline, or because Ipo Obo is going in my incense as well. Because people who have tried certain things, that herb, it viciously, there's some kind of energy about it. It devours witchcraft. It literally swallows it whole as if it's a tasty treat. It devours it. So the person who sent the witchcraft, they're stripped of everything but their flesh. They're stripped of everything but their body. They'll have every item, every materialistic, everything taken away from them until they are just by themselves, until they're just what they came in this world with. And then they'll eventually get the lesson, and they'll learn, and they'll become a good person, because that's the goal in the end, because people are like, return to sender magic, it's return to sender crystals, it's going back to them. That's not it. That is not it. Coming from someone who teaches nothing but light and nothing but goodness, when you see someone just doing bad, and constantly doing bad, and just endlessly doing bad, and you see the energy go back to them, you're not supposed to laugh, because you can be a part of their karma as well. You're not supposed to be like, haha, look at that person. No. It's really sad, because, especially when angels, I never talk about when angels have to defend you guys, or defend certain people from other things. They don't want to be doing that. It's not fun. Everyone's supposed to be doing well. We live in a world where everyone's supposed to strive and do extremely good. Now, when people are out here getting their karma very viciously, then we pray for that person. We pray and say, okay, I hope this person becomes a better person, because if that person was a better person to begin with, there would be no problem. But that person has to learn vicious lessons and have everything taken away from them because they were not a good person. No, when we do return to senders, it's because we're doing it out of the goodness of our hearts. So that energy doesn't make it to a family member, maybe your family member, maybe someone else's family member who couldn't defend themselves. And guess what? That person gets hit by that person's negative energy because they had no spiritual protections. When you do spiritual protections, you start off with yourself, then you work your way to your house, then for the people you love and care about, you'll put spiritual protections around their house as well. So if you'd like to visit your parents, put spiritual protections by their front door. Don't leave your parents naked, okay? And when I say naked, it's because naked literally means without spiritual protections. If you don't have spiritual protections, you're a house with no security system and no doors. You're literally, or no fences. It's literally, you're an open house. And I'm not saying this to scare people. I'm saying this because it's real. If you're out here with no protections, then you're naked. Now, protect those you love, protect, and even a red string. A protection such as a red string is enough to do a whole bunch. Just practice spiritual protections, because I would like for you all to be safe and happy and healthy. It's really simple. I do have spiritual protections on my website. Black Tourmaline is the strongest thing you can ever get in the entire world. It has zero tolerance for zero dark energy. It doesn't even wait for entities to decide if they're good or bad before doing anything with you. It just acts. It keeps everything that's not good away. It keeps energies that are very far away from you from getting anywhere near you. And I have that on my website, FloridaStoneman.com. I'll be putting more stuff on my website in the future. I've just been more focused on studying and helping you guys grow and studying, find new crystals and new ways to protect you guys. But if you have any questions, ask them in the comments section. Until then, I will see you guys next time. Ciao!